Hey, aloha and welcome. The Spirit of Sports brought to you by notpods.com. This is Uncle Richie coming to you from the middle of the Pacific Ocean. If you know, you know. I will tell you we are on Hawaiian time, high noon. As I'm going to day 3 of 8 straight NFL division previews. This is Wednesday, August 9th. We did Monday was I'm going north, south, east, west. So Monday was NFC North. Yesterday, NFC South. We're going to go NFC East today. Kind of intriguing. Not sure what's going to happen there. A little bit about myself, in case you're first-time listeners. My name is Richie, and I'm starting up notpods.com, which is coming soon. It's pretty much blank site now. I'm more working on getting subscribers to my YouTube channel, Not Pods. You might notice that the screen is blank is because this is going to be not a podcast. This is live internet radio. For now, I have all my stream shows and you can listen, but as I get more popular, this is a career. This isn't just a hobby. This is my goal. This is my lifelong dream. I'm putting in the hours every waking moment. If I'm not working or with my kid, I'm studying, I'm watching content, making content, watching shows, getting facts. And I want to make my career as a radio sports talk host. So I appreciate your support. If you can please click on and subscribe. Once I get the website going better and I get more of a following, I will be asking for 51 cents a month. You may ask, why 51 cents? Because every time I see $10.99 or $999, it makes me think that they think we're fucking idiots. It's some 1950s psychological marketing scheme to make it seem like you're not spending as much money. So I'm going the opposite. I'm going 51 cents. And if I get enough subscribers paying 51 cents a month, that 1 cent will make a difference. And I also want you to know that I don't think you're fucking idiots. So it's a mere pittance. I will be asking shortly. Probably I'll go through football season for free, I would imagine. But this is grassroots. I can't imagine too many people are listening now, but I'm just going to be consistently on air every day, usually around noon Hawaiian time. You can do the math. I'll give you a hint. It's 6 Eastern and 3 Pacific. But that's my deal. I want to make a better life for me. I have a 6-year-old daughter, and better life for her. Make enough money for my friends too. I want to not have to be at work at 2:30 or 4 o'clock. I don't want to have to punch in. I don't want to have to wear shoes. This is a slippa universe. I want to wear only golf shoes. I don't want to wear a collared shirt. I bartended and I've served waited tables for most of my career, and it has treated me great, and I love it, but it's time for me to follow my passion. And sports is my passion. And Not Pods is my dream. And some of you might remember back in 2006, I did thespiritofsports.com, and I did a podcast, and it was so archaic. I had an actual studio in my friend's house, Earl, and I would record my podcast onto a DVD, then download the DVD into the computer, email it to my friend in LA, and then she would post it on the website. So it's so much easier now. But this is my flagship show, is The Spirit of Sports, in regard to our first go around, 2006. It was pretty cool. I actually got a press pass to the Tahoe golf tournament We got to interview all the guys, and I actually I got to dig up. I have some recordings of guys saying, listening to Spirit of Sports and interviews, and I'll dig those out one day. I did a trip across the whole country. Started in Tillamook, Oregon, where I grew up. Go Beavers. Drove to New York City, did a sporting event every day, and blogged it. Didn't even have video, no camera, but it was quite an experience. I did NCAA and NFL football and baseball, and just whatever I could find along the way. So I've had great experiences. I'm a huge sports fan, and this is my dream, notpods.com. Keep the websites alive. No plans even really for an app. I think just as long as they'll have my .com, and I will have a great website, but I'm focusing more on just my craft, working on live radio. So let's get started. So every time I say so, I'm going to slap myself. Not really, but it's one of the things. Bear with me, folks. This is a work in progress. And I'm noticing there are some habits and some inflection in my voice and some things that I don't like as I listen back. So please bear with me. Part 3. I'm doing 8 straight days of the 8 NFL divisions previews. Going north, south, east, and west. I'm looking at the biggest question marks on each team, the over-under win totals in Vegas. Strength of schedule is big. Offensive line and defensive rankings. And then my predictions. So without further ado, today is the NFC East. I'm going to go from my predictions from the bottom to the top. The middle is kind of tough, but I think everyone pretty much can agree Commanders probably won't be that good. And you know what? It just came out last couple of days that they're bitching about Eric Bieniemy's too tough and too intense, and they were concerned. Go to the coach. Grow up, people. This is not participation trophy and everybody wins. This is the NFL. You want to get coached up, or you just want to be a pathetic piece of shit team that you've been for 20 years? You got a new owner. You got a new offensive coordinator, Eric Bieniemy. He's going to be tough on you. Man up. That's pathetic to me. Coach, he's too mean. You're a grown man. And then coach says, go talk to him. I don't know. Bad look, bad start to this new regime, I believe. Washington Commanders. Redskins, baby. Football team. I like Craig Carton. Call them the Pigskins, the Washington Pigskins. It's not bad. I will reference, I love my shows. I love The Herd. Can't stand Nick Wrong a lot. He's just way too arrogant, and he's wrong a lot. Love the show, though. First Take, First Things First, Around the Horn, PTI. You know, that's my dream one day. Be on all those shows. We're talking to Richie from notpods.com. How you doing? Oh, yeah, doing great. So back to the NFC East. My 4th place team, I think pretty obvious, Washington Commanders. Vegas has them at 6.5 wins. We'll go through the schedule shortly. 24th strength of schedule. That just makes it tough. That's the toughest schedule in their division. Ironically, the Eagles have the easiest strength of schedule, 13th easiest in the division. So that's just like one foot in the grave to start the season. They are 4th ranked defense, and they should be good at defense, but I don't know if it's going to be able to pull the load for that offense. 27th ranked offensive line is a major concern. Question marks. Where do we start? Quarterback. 2nd year, pretty much rookie. Played, 2-3 games last year. Sam Howell. Got Jacoby Brissett back up, so he's solid. The running back room, I feel fairly confident. Brian Robinson looks like he's taking the job over, but Antonio Gibson also sounds like he's okay with a third back pass catching, and that should be okay. Receiver room, McLaurin, underrated. I really like him, but still not quite sold on him. There's something about, not sure he's the number one. Jahan Dotson could be a bust out year. Curtis Samuel, I don't mind it. De'Ami Brown. Logan Thomas, pretty freakish athlete. So I think they're going to be okay. 6.5 over under. Let's take a look at the schedule. My Washington Pigskins, as Carton would say. Huh, that's funny. Let's get to the schedule. I am doing this all by myself, so bear with me, folks. Looking up stuff. Got my phone and my computer and my other phone and my other phone. All right, 6.5 wins. Let's take a look. I like to go third. So we'll go through the first. Let's go first 6 games. Washington starts out. They get a break here. Home for Arizona, which one of the few teams that I think will be even worse than the Commanders. Home for Arizona, at Denver, versus Buffalo, at Philly, versus Chicago, at Atlanta. Pretty tough start. I'm going to give them Arizona win, at Denver. Not quite toss-up. I'll say split those. Buffalo home, at Philly, 2 losses. That's 1 and 3 right to start. That game, week 5 versus Chicago, could be pivotal. I like Chicago this year. I'm going to give them Chicago, Atlanta. We'll split that. Let's say 2 and 4. 3 and 3 at the very best, but looking 1 and 5 right in the face. We'll give them 2 and 4. Second third of the season, week 14 bye, which is it a little too late almost, but better than week 3 or week 4 or 5, I'll tell you. I like a later bye. So I'm going to say 2 and 4. We'll give them that. Not looking great, but we'll just say 2 and 4. Let's go the middle third of the season. At the Giants versus Philly, at New England, at Seattle, versus Giants, at Dallas. 2 and 4. Let's give them a split against the Giants. I'm not sure, but we'll give them the second one. So we'll call them 2 and 5. Home for Philly is 2 and 6. At New England, at Seattle, we'll split that, I guess, 3 and 7. Giants, 4 and 7 at Dallas. We're looking at 4 and 8 through 12. 5 and 7 at the best, I believe. 4 and 8, maybe 3 and 9. And now the final third. We'll let them have 4 and 8. Home for Miami, bye, at Rams, at Jets. Home for San Fran, home for Dallas. 4 and 8 at Miami. I got to give them a loss. 4 and 9. Rams, Jets, maybe split. 5 and 10. 5 and 11. 5 and 12. 5 and 12. 6 and 11 at best. 6.5. I'm taking that to Vegas, going under. Washington Commanders. Best case scenario, 7 and 10, but I really think they're looking at 5 and 12 if I had to say. 5, 12, 6 and 11. Going the under in Vegas. I think obviously Eagles. Eagles are my pick. So I'm going to go Giants third. Third place Giants. Unproven at quarterback. And one of my hugest question marks as a team, how good or bad will they be? They could be 11-6. They could be 12-5, or they could be 5-12 as I look at the schedule. 19th toughest strength of schedule, so bottom third of the league, or 19th easiest. So 13th toughest strength of schedule. Vegas has them 7.5 wins. 29th ranked defense, which was like 33rd last year. Remember, end of the year, they were just horrific. And I'm more just focused on fantasy and offense. I'm only one guy, and I do have to work, and I do have the kids, so I can't spend a whole lot of, studying on the defense. I hope that they have shored that up a little bit. 29th ranked offensive line as well. So that's a couple starting points that you're just already behind the eight ball. Question marks. Danny Dimes after the big contract. I got guys say he's going to be a top 10 quarterback, and I got guys say he's going to be benched by Halloween. So I don't know. I like his running ability. If he can stay upright, great coach. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he's going to be middle of the pack franchise quarterback. Running back, Barkley and Breda. They got a rookie, Brightwell. Don't worry about that. Only if Barkley's healthy and he's mostly happy, got a decent deal, not holding out, he's at camp. He does have injury issues in the past. If he can stay healthy, though, don't see a problem with that. Questionable at the receiver. Darius Slayton and Hodgins. Paris Campbell over from the Colts. They got Hyatt the rookie. Sounds like he's doing pretty good. Sterling Shepard still, if he's healthy. Wandale Robinson. They got some names, but seems like underachievers. We will see what happens there. And I really think Darren Waller could be Daniel Jones' best friend. Could have a big breakout year if he can say. Health is another huge question mark. How good will they be? Quarterback, receiver room, health. 7.5, Vegas says. Let's go through the schedule. Bye week. Week 13. So to me, that's just about the optimum bye week. It's a doozy. Oh, it's a doozy. First third of the schedule. Let's look at it. Oh, this is tough. I'm surprised. They must have easier going at the end because this does not look like the 19th. This looks like a top 5 tough schedule to me through the first third of the season. Home for Dallas, at Arizona, at San Fran. Home for Seattle, at Miami, at Buffalo. Dallas, San Francisco, Miami, Buffalo for the first 6. Let's do it. Dallas, at Arizona. Let's go 1-1 at San Fran. That's a loss. 1-2. Seattle, Miami, Buffalo, maybe win 1. So 2-4. Dead in the face. I don't see 3-3 even. I see 2-4 or 1-5. I'll give them 2-4. Let's go to the middle third. Gets a little easier. We're calling them 2-4. Week 7. Home for Washington. Home for Jets. At Vegas. At Dallas. At Washington. Home for New England. Let's say they can sweep Washington. So 2-4. At home for Washington. 3-4. Jets, Vegas, sweep or split that. 3-4. 4-5. At Dallas. 4-6. At Washington. 5-6. Let's give them a win at home against New England. 6-6. Looking at 6-6 with the bottom third of the schedule after the Week 13 bye. Home for Green Bay. At New Orleans. At Philly. Home for Rams. Home for Philly. So what do we say? 7-5, 6-6 even. Green Bay, I don't believe in them. Let's give them a split with Green Bay, New Orleans. So that's 8-5. Lose 2 out of 3. 9-7. 9-7. I think 8-8. Very good chance. 7.5. Take it to Vegas. I'm going over. My third place, Giants. Let me go down here one more time. Loss 1, 0-1, 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, 1-4, 1-5, 2-5, 2-6, 3-6, 3-7, 4-7, 5-7, 6-7, 7-7, 8-7. I guess 7 and 8's in the picture, but or I guess 8-10. No, 9-8, 8-9, 9-8 or 8-9. Either way, I'm taking the over. All right, halfway through the NFC East. I think everybody's favorite to win, Philly. So I'm going to go Dallas. Dallas will be my prediction for second place in the NFC East. Some question marks with the Cowboys. Let's look at second-ranked defense. Should be amazing. Keep them in some games. 6th-ranked O-line, depending on Zach Martin, I would imagine, still holding out at $50,000 a day. When he makes $13.5 million, that's going to eat into your salary. 18th on the strength of schedule, so right about middle of the pack. Got some huge question marks. Dak's, 8th year in the league? Led the league in interceptions, 15 in 12 games. Swears that's going down. Lost their offensive coordinator. He just wanted to score too much. We got to slow it down and run the ball with our running backs that the biggest guy is 205 pounds. But we want to pound the rock. And I'm calling the plays now with my big old head. Yeah, McCarthy. Jerry loves his yes men. Jerry loves being 500. Running back health and depth. Deuce Vaughn, 5'5.5". Malik Davis, Ronald Jones suspended and hurt. Apparently, Tony Pollard. What's his health? Is he practicing? Wide receiver depth. I like CeeDee Lamb. I like Gallup. I like Cooks, Jalen Tolbert. But again, injuries, been an issue. Age, we'll see. Fergie, I think breakout year for Fergie, tight end. And Schoonmaker could be good, rookie. So plenty question marks. 9.5. Let's go to the schedule. Week 7 bye, so that's okay. I said so. Week 7 bye. First third of the schedule. First 6 games. At Giants, home for Jets. At Arizona, home for New England. At San Fran, at Chargers. Kind of tough. Let's say they're going to split the New York teams. Should beat Arizona. That's 2-1. Let's say they beat New England. 3-1. I'm going to give them a loss at San Fran. 3-2. 3-3 or 4-2, depending on Charger game. You know what? I like the Chargers. Let's give them 3-3. No benefit of the doubt with that guy calling plays. Trying to figure out middle third of the season after the week bye or the week 7 bye, week 8. I'm calling them 3-3 out the gate. Home for the Rams, at Philly. Home for the Giants, at Carolina. Home for Washington. Home for Seattle. 3-3. Rams, Philly. Let's say 4-4. Let's beat the Giants. 5-4. At Carolina, 6-4. At Washington versus Washington, 7-4. Seattle, got to have a loss in there. Call them 7-5 through 12. 7-5. Over under is 9.5. Ooh, and they got a tough one coming down the road. Week 14, game 13, final 5. Home for Philly, at Buffalo, at Miami. Home for Detroit, at Washington. I got them 7-5. I think Philly sweeps them 7-6. At Buffalo, 7-7. I'll give them a split with Buffalo, Miami, 8-7. Detroit, Washington, 8-8, 9-8, 9-8, 10-7, 8-9. I think one of those three. 2 of them are under 9.5. You know what? Stay away from Vegas. I'm going no bet. And if I had to, I would go under, but I think every division has one that I say, no, don't touch it. No, this is my second. This will be 12 teams, and it's my second one that I don't want to take Vegas. So Dallas finishes second. NFC East. Uncle Richie's predictions. I wouldn't touch the 9.5. Them and the Giants, it's going to be a tight race. I got the Giants over 7.5 and the Commanders definitely under 6.5. Now let's go to mine, and I believe probably about everybody's bet pick to win the NFC East, Philadelphia Eagles. Somehow they have the easiest strength of schedule in the division, 13th easiest. Coming off a Super Bowl season that very well should have won. Wish they would have won. I'm over Mahomes already, bro. Eighth ranked defense, and I believe could be better. First ranked O-line, no issues there as long as they stay healthy. One more year older, but really think should be great. You know, I look at the roster. There's not many question marks at all. I guess the question is, can they repeat as NFC champs? They have a good chance. Solid at quarterback, brought in a couple running backs. Trey Sermon's 5th on the depth chart. I don't know. I always thought that guy would pop at some point. Boston Scott Gainwell brought in Rashad Penny and DeAndre Swift. Can't see any issues there, even if health is somewhat of a problem. Next guy up. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Odomide Zaccheaus, Quez Watkins, Ngata, a rookie, Goddard. They're loaded, people. The Eagles are loaded. Let's go to the schedule. 11.5 wins. I looked earlier. I have 10, 13, even 9 possibly. So let's look at this. Might not be as clear-cut as we thought. Week 10 bye, just about perfect. I really like week 10. Not too late in the season. Perfect amount of time to heal. Injuries before and after. Eagles, top third, first 6 games. At New England versus Minnesota. At Tampa versus Washington. At Rams. At Jets. Win. I'm going 5-1. 4-2 at the very worst. At New England, first game, that's a tough call for the Patriots. That's one of the biggest question marks in the whole league as well. How good or bad will they be? Home for Minnesota, at Tampa, auto. Home for Washington. Let's say that's 3-1, 4-0. At Rams, at Jets, split that. You know what? I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to the lesser side. We'll say they're 4-2 at worst. 4-2 at worst. Let's go the next 6 games. Home for Miami, at Washington, home for Dallas, at KC, at Buffalo versus San Fran. Now I see why. That is a tough stretch right there. 5 of 6. Really tough. So if they were 4-2, let's say home for Miami, 5-2, 6-2, split with Dallas, 6-3. At KC, 6-4. At Buffalo versus San Fran. That's 7-5 if they split those. 7-5, 8-4 at the best. 7-5, maybe 8-4. Yeah, I don't know how this is a 13th strength of schedule. Let's see the bottom third of the schedule. I'm going to call them 8-4. I'm going to call them 7-5. At Dallas, at Seattle, Giants at home, Arizona at home, at Giants. So I said split Seattle. Let's say 8-4, 8-5, 9-5. I'm going to split the Giants. 9-6, 10-6, 10-7. 10-7, 11-6. Let me see if I see 12 wins here. I'm going to go through this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I barely see 12 wins. If I had to, I think they're 10-7, 11-6. I think their strength of schedule, I don't buy that. Look at this. They got the Pats, the Vikings, Rams, Jets, Dolphins, KC, Buffalo, San Fran, Seattle. That's their non-division. Sure, they got Arizona, Washington twice. But I would go under if I'm going to Vegas. Let's go under. Take it to Vegas. I'm going to recap. This is Wednesday, August 9th. The dog days of training camp. 110 degrees and 100% humidity in some of those down south. I would not want to be daily doubles. It was bad enough in Tillamook. Anyway, 4th place, Commanders. I'm going to say under the 6.5. Take that to Vegas. 5-12, 6-11 at best. 3rd place, New York Giants. Over 7.5. I see them at 9-8, 8-9. 8-9, I think, looking pretty good. They could win 10 games. I'm taking that to Vegas over. Cowboys, 10-7, 9-8 in there, even 8-9 on the possibility. I'm staying away from Vegas. And the Eagles, I think that's a tougher than 13th easiest strength of schedule. I got 11-6, maybe 12-5, maybe 10-7. But my 2 of my 3, I'm taking the under 11.5. So there you have it. 3 divisions down, 5 to go. I'll be back tomorrow, probably around the same time. Now I'm going to golf tomorrow, so it might be a little later tomorrow. Or I might do it tonight. Do it late tonight. That will be my tomorrow show. Will be North, South, East, the NFC West. Another one, predictions are tough. What do I got? Do I have a sponsor today? I do. This episode of The Spirit of Sports on notpods.com is brought to you by Louisiana, the other LA, the better LA. Come on down for some Southern hospitality.